What is going on, you savages? Welcome to the show. Man, you know when you get ready to record your show and the last time you used that program on your computer, you were playing guitar and you choose amp instead of record and you almost blow your eardrums out? Yeah, me too. Just figured that one out. And also, don't even ask. Don't even ask what happened to Monday's show, okay? 9 minutes of pure fucking gold, gone. I did the entire thing, published it just like always. There was 1 second. It was just like, and that was it. I have no idea what happened. Go back to my computer. It's gone. It's gone forever. So maybe it was divinity. I don't know. But you're going to have to listen to this one. Oh, yes, you are. So I'm going to now shut up so I can thereby talk some more.
Welcome to Not Sorry with Travis Crutcher, the show where Travis will say some things that might trigger you, offend you, make you laugh, or even motivate you. So, if you're not easily offended, stick around and enjoy. On the other hand, if you are easily offended, listen anyway. Then go tell everyone how triggered you were. Either way, you can be certain of one thing. Travis is not sorry.
All right, here we go. So I'm going to just straight up say it. This one might sting a little bit, but let me tell you that everything I'm going to break down today, I've gone through myself. I've had these same conversations with every instance that I'm going to break down with myself. Okay. It was realizations I had to come to move forward. And now I'm seeing it again with other people in other spaces in lots of different areas. So I'm going to address it. Okay. And I hate to say it this way, but maybe it's because you suck. Maybe it's because you suck, right? Like it's this concept of why is my message not landing? Okay. And this is recent. I mean, as recent as yesterday, but over the last 4 weeks, it's just been a constant thing in my world. But recently someone was losing their mind, right? On this post talking about like, oh, the algorithm hates me. And I'm sitting there thinking, no, buddy, the algorithm doesn't hate you. People just don't want to see your shitty content. Okay. And what I'm getting at in this is this bleeds into everything. This lack of ownership of maybe you suck a little bit. And so let's talk about why your message isn't landing, okay? And we're going to talk about whether it's your content, your leadership, or maybe you're just trying to have a conversation with your teenager without both of you wanting to punch a wall, right? That's real. So let's talk about the content excuse, okay? That's the first one because I work with a lot of creatives, a lot of people in the coaching and speaking space trying to build their businesses. And I'm watching people every day crying about their content not getting seen. Now, I get it. Look, I'm going to give you grace on one thing before we even get into this. Time does matter with a lot of shit, right? Time of day for posting on social matters because some people aren't going to be online, right? There's peak engagement times. And just like there's peak engagement times for social media, there's peak engagement times for people too, okay? So when you're trying to have critical conversations with somebody, like before they open their fucking eyes all the way, or maybe they're depleted, it's the end of the day and they're tired, probably not peak engagement times for people either, right? So I'm going to give you grace and tell you, yes, timing does matter. But I will caveat that, which means warning, don't fucking use it the wrong way. It drives me crazy. But I will throw a caveat on there saying it matters, but if your message is good, then it will bleed through no matter what time. Does that make sense? So anyway, check this out. I'm watching people crying about nobody's seen my post. The algorithm's against me. I posted at the perfect time. Why isn't it working? Maybe so. Maybe you did. And I'm just sitting here like, okay, have you considered that maybe, just maybe, your content is about as exciting as watching fucking paint dry on a wall in slow motion? The other day, this is true. This is true, man. The other day, someone that I follow because I have a vested interest in their success, I saw someone post their like 15th cup of coffee picture for the week with some deep quote about embracing the journey or something. And it's like, and then they complained about their engagement being down. Well, no shit. Your engagement is down. You're boring people to death. And like we said already, this isn't just social media, right? I see the same thing with leaders who can't figure out why their team isn't aligned with their vision, parents who are baffled why their kids won't listen, and then even just people wondering why their spouse just doesn't get it, right? Well, spoiler alert, the problem might be with you. So let's break down in a way that might hurt your feelings, but it needs to be said. If you're posting content and nobody's engaging, it's probably because you're boring as fuck. You're not saying anything new, right? You're just copying what everyone else is doing, and you're trying so hard to be, quote, authentic that you're actually being fake as hell. And if you're a leader and your team isn't getting it, man, it's probably, maybe you ramble. Maybe you ramble like a drunk uncle at Thanksgiving, okay? Or you're just not clear about what you actually want. You're saying one thing and doing another. I see that constantly in leadership. Oh, we're all coming to work. It's full time, back to work. No remote work. That one's huge right now in the corporate sector. And the next thing you fucking know, the same person that's trying to say that to their team is never at fucking work. They've always got some tragedy keeping them from the office, right? And nobody believes you because maybe you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Now, if it's a personal relationship, man, maybe you're talking at people instead of with them. Or, like I talked about a little bit ago, you're picking the absolute worst moments to have those important conversations. You make everything about you. You're not reading the room at all, right? This is. I watched a leader recently spend like 15 minutes in a team meeting talking about, fuck me, buzzwords, man, alignment and synergy, like all the corporate buzzword bullshit. Nobody had a clue what they actually wanted them to do. But sure, go ahead and blame the team for not getting it, right? That doesn't make any sense. Now let's talk about this algorithm bullshit for just a minute, because it's really starting to annoy me, right? Like, I throw stuff out just at random. I'm not worried about the algorithm. I don't care. Sometimes I know that I'm just posting to stay in the loop, right? That's algorithm exploitation. That's the timing. That's all that shit. If I really want a message to get out, I'm very intentional about it, because you know what the algorithm actually is? It's literally just a system that shows people what they want to see. That's it. It's not some evil AI overlord trying to suppress your coffee photos and gym selfies. So when you say the algorithm hates me, what you're really saying is people don't give a shit about what I'm posting. And why? Why don't they give a shit? Well, maybe because you're not adding value, because you're saying the same things as everyone else. Maybe you haven't given them a reason to care. Or maybe because you're more focused on looking good than being good. I see that a lot. I see the perfect hair, perfect smile, perfect pose pictures a lot. No one fucking cares, dude. No one cares. I watched someone the other day, they posted this long rant about how they seriously thought Instagram was suppressing their content. Meanwhile, their last 10 posts were just recycled motivational quotes over sunset pictures. Well, no shit, no one's engaging, okay? You're not giving them to engage with. This was the Office calendar in 1995, dog. It's old, it's trite, people are over it. Now, let's talk about those face-to-face communication issues, because holy shit, man, some people really dropped the ball here. I've been guilty of it in the past, trust me. And that's the thing. I'm not speaking like some guru who's never been here, man. I'm telling you, this shit has impacted me as well. So you know that team meeting where everyone's checking their phones and staring into space? Yeah. That's not because they're simultaneously all got boring. It's because you're fucking boring, man. Like, they didn't all of a sudden just decide, oh, this no, it's you. It's you. I've seen it. I've seen this happen. Instructors with years of experience, right? Sometimes you really, really know your shit. And so you kind of drone. You're not excited about it because it's so common for you, and you'll lose an audience so fucking quickly. I sat in a meeting recently where this leader spent just almost their entire lunch hour talking about the importance of clear communication while being about as clear as mud. And the irony was completely lost on them. They had no idea why their team didn't get it. Or how about that conversation with your kid? Man, I've been here. Trust me, I have, right? My oldest and I, we went toe to toe a few times, right? We're both no worse for the wear, but it happens. And right before it turns into World War III, because it really can. But maybe it's because you picked the exact wrong moment to have that conversation. Maybe you're too busy lecturing to listen. I've been there, man. Sometimes you're so dialed into parent mode that you want to save them from themselves and the potential consequences of their actions and blah, 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 blah. You won't even take time to listen to how they came to this fucked up conclusion in the first place, because sometimes the why is huge in understanding what actually happened. Or maybe you're just not speaking their language, man. Like, truthfully, a lot of what we say, it's not what we have to say, it's how we say it that is going to make it whether it's received or not by the people. And then you do all these things, you're wondering why they're not hearing you. Well, they're hearing you just fine. They just think you suck at communicating, and they may be right. And, and this is everywhere. So let's talk about a suck less, right? Let's talk about a fix this shit, because contrary to popular belief, sucking isn't a permanent condition. And for me, when I first realized, oh, I'm not getting any juice on this because I suck, whatever it was, whether it was, early days for the podcast, it sucked, trusted it sucked. And the first few episodes, I'm like, this is great. And then I listened back and it wasn't getting any juice. I'm like, oh, it's because this sucks, right? The first podcast I ever did was fucking dog shit. I'm not gonna lie to you, right? I was trying too hard. And so it's important if you really care about something, you really care about getting a particular message across, whether it's in a relationship, work, content creation, whatever the hell it is, you need to accept that maybe I suck, because that is your door opening for improvement. Okay. So here's what you do. If it's for content, here's the deal, man. Actually have something worth saying. Stop trying to be Gary Vaynerchuk on every fucking thing, right? or whoever else you're copying. Add some real value instead of just taking up space, and be yourself, your actual self, not your Instagram self, not your perfectly curated square post self. No. Your actual self. Be that person, because that's what people want to see. If it's leadership communication, get to the fucking point, man. Don't talk about all this other bullshit that has nothing to do with the end state. Give your people the meat, man. That's what they need. Say what you mean and fucking mean what you say. Don't do this double standard bullshit, right? And back everything up with action. For personal relationships, man, first thing, read the room. Read the room. If you're trying to have a conversation with your spouse and all the kids are in there and it's full-blown fucking chaos and it's just before dinner, everything is in a swirl, not now. That was not the fucking time, man. Pick your moments and listen more than you talk, okay? And don't listen to attack. Listen to understand. Make it a conversation, okay? Not a presentation. I've seen this. I've been there. I've done it, where you get in that mode where you feel you just need to explain. Man, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Just listen for a second. And this works, man. I've watched people turn their content completely around, right? When they stopped trying to be a fucking influencer and started being real. Engagement went through the roof because suddenly they weren't boring as shit anymore. So if this is you, if this is sounding like you or someone you know, right, that trick, then let this be a wake-up call. If nothing you post gets engagement, you're the problem. If your team never seems to understand, you're the problem. If your relationship is always dog shit, guess what? You could be the problem. And I'm not saying it's just you. I'm not saying it's just you. You have to have a receptive audience for any of these things. But if your message is good, if your message is sound, if it actually brings value to the situation, it will get through. I promise. Maybe not in the moment. Maybe they'll walk away, ruminate on it, come back, fuck, you were right. Who knows? But be intentional with all of this. And so here's an action plan. Here's what you're going to do. First step, stop making excuses. No more blaming the algorithm. No more of this, they just don't get it stuff. No more timing excuses. Start getting real feedback. Watch what actually works. Learn from what bombs, and then ask people to be honest and actually listen when they are. Don't be that person that says, hey, I want your input. And when someone chops your shit up, like, well, they're just a fucking asshole. No, they're trying. If they care about you, they're trying to tell you it sucks for a reason, right? And then make adjustments. Fix your delivery, man. Sharpen up your message. Know your audience and add real value. Because if you keep sucking, that's on you. And no one's going to fix it but you. Cool? All right. Anyway, I know it's a little spicy, but this jams everybody up. I'm not saying this as some expert who's never struggled with this. I'm saying it as another human being who's fucked every one of these things up. Okay? Anyway, hope you dug it. Hope you took something away from it. And I will talk to you next time. Later.